What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode. I'm SwipaCam, and welcome to the channel. Y'all, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit that logo. Let's continue to build this community together. So I just got done watching the Denver Nuggets playing against the San Antonio Spurs on December 11, 2021, and the Denver Nuggets come away with a 127 to 112 victory to get back to 500 to end the 7-game road trip. They've been on the road for 15 straight days. And guess what? They made sure they left quite the performance in San Antonio, Texas. The MVP put up some numbers tonight that we rarely see from players in the NBA. I'm talking about 35 points, 17 rebounds, 8 assists on 15 of 24 shooting, 4 of 6 from the three-point line, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, with 2 blocks, with a steal, and all, by the way, he was a plus 32 tonight. If you didn't hear me, the MVP of the NBA in just 34 minutes had 35 points, 17 rebounds, 8 assists, 15 of 24 from the field, 4 of 6 from the three-point line, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 2 blocks, 1 steal, and a plus 32 in a game the Denver Nuggets won by 15. And you wondering if he's the best player in the NBA? He had 35, 15, and 5 through 3 quarters. The Denver Nuggets decided to try to let him rest the bench unit with all the injuries, without Will Barton playing tonight. They were giving up this lead. They scored, I want to say the Spurs scored 16 straight points when they were up 30 at one point. And they put Jokic back in the game and cut it all off. But here's the thing, you all. We're going to have to start reframing this conversation around what Jokic actually is. Where does he actually rank, not just currently in the NBA, but we need to start having pantheon conversations about Jokic, about how great he is, how effective he is at the level of efficiency that he's able to shoot and score at a high volume. The passes he was hitting tonight, if you see 8 assists, you just think, oh, decent passing night from the MVP who averaged 8.3 assists last year. But you missing. There was a play where Jokic got back in the fourth quarter, where the point guard or the guard tries to lob it over for Jokic to get the ball in the post. But as the ball is thrown in the air, the ball's in the air, Jokic looks away, looks and sees Aaron Gordon cutting free, looks back up to the ball, passes the ball over the key, and Aaron Gordon gets the wide open dunk. Like, he was hitting over the shoulder. He had another one where he got the ball on the right post position. He spun inside, spun outside, spun back inside, and did a no-look kick out to Aaron Gordon for the wide-open three-pointer off the make. Jokic has passing abilities that I have honestly not seen much of in my entire life of watching NBA basketball. I mean, I'm thinking about old highlights of Magic Johnson, obviously, but I'm honestly thinking about even LeBron James in his prime. Some of the things that LeBron has been able to do as a passer are unmatched. John Stockton, great passer, but I think, again, in terms of understanding how great Jokic is from an IQ standpoint, from a skill standpoint, he's able to predict the next several moves on the basketball court before he even touches the ball, which is why he can have a crazy high usage rate, have the most touches in the NBA, but also have the quickest pass in the NBA, meaning that when he gets the ball, it's not staying with him. So tonight, Jokic had so many opportunities to where he was getting the ball in the post, getting the ball at the top of the key, whether it's a dribble handoff, whether it's just a rub, whether it's a pass down to the key, whether it's a pass out to the corner, whether it's some no-look faders. It's unreal. And that's not even to speak of the fact that people still to this day don't think that Jokic's a prime-time volume scorer. I want to say he's like 4th in the NBA in scoring right now. The dude had 35 points on 15 and 24 tonight, including 4 or 6 from the three-point line. Like, we need to have different conversations about what exactly Jokic is doing. It's time. It's been time, but it's time. Y'all, here's the last 5 game logs. The last 5 game logs for Jokic. 32 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. 17 points, 15 assists, and 12 rebounds. 39 points, 11 assists, and 11 rebounds. 22 points, 10 assists, and 13 rebounds, and now 35 points, 8 assists, and 17 rebounds. Again, y'all, this is doing this without another all-star on the court while missing Jamal Murray, while missing Michael Porter Jr., while missing P.J. Dozier. Will Barton was out for sickness tonight. Bones Highland and Austin Rivers was out because of COVID protocol. This is without the best players on his team outside of AG, and he's still putting up numbers on this kind of efficiency. There needs to be a different conversation about how great he is. Because what's happening is I'm starting to get that feeling that I think people got about Michael Jordan. And when I say that, I mean the feeling of when it's about the late 90s, he doesn't have the championships yet, but you see that this dude is just, he's different. Like the way that Jokic is playing and sustaining this kind of level for this long, he's been the most consistent player in the NBA. Steph Curry's been great this year, hasn't been as consistent as Jokic. Kevin Durant has been great this year, has not been as consistent as Jokic. And also Giannis Antetokounmpo has been great, has not been as consistent as Jokic. And on top of that, they all are playing on better teams with healthier rosters than Nikola Jokic is right now. There just has to be a different discussion about what we're seeing, because ESPN just came out with the straw man argument. They put the 108 voters and said who the MVP races, who's leading the MVP race right now, who would you vote for? It was basically Steph Curry, and then it was Kevin Durant, and then it was Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then Jokic had one first place vote, and Jokic was fourth on that ballot. And I'm telling y'all, man, you need to have different conversations about what the best player in the NBA means and what most valuable means. Because on-off, by far, Jokic is the most valuable player in the league. When Jokic's on the court, the Denver Nuggets have the second-rated offense and the second-rated defense. When he's off the court, it's 29th and 30th. Most impactful player on a possession basis, a game-by-game basis. No one has more impact on their team, offensively and defensively, than Jokic does. So, that's it. I'm going to stop it right there. Aaron Gordon had a great night tonight. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 7 of 13, 1 of 3, 1 of 1, 1 block, 1 steal. He was a plus 28 tonight. Absolutely great tonight. Monte Morris, great night tonight. 19 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 7 of 12 from the field, 4 of 8 from the three-point line, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, with 2 blocks and a steal. Well, he had 3 turnovers, unfortunately. So that was a plus 20 from him tonight. Jeff Green, another good game. 8 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 2 of 2 from the field, 4-4 from the free throw line with the steal, plus 17. Navon Reed got to start for Will Barton tonight, did his job. 2 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 of 3 from the field with a plus 3. You do your job, you're going to be in the plus playing with the MVP. But this is the real story, you all. Marcus Howard, Bones Highland. Marcus Howard tonight had 21 points and he hadn't got real playing time this year. 21 points, 1 rebound, 7 of 15 from the field, 6 of 12. 6 of 12 from the three-point line, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He was a minus 8, but that's because when he was in the game at the end of the fourth quarter, he was a minus because they were getting obliterated at the end of the fourth quarter. They gave us a 16-0 run. Marcus Howard in the second quarter had 5 3-pointers. You heard this correctly. Marcus Howard had 5 3-pointers in the second quarter. 5 of them. That was game-changing. When Marcus Howard got in the game, he was 5 of 7 from the three-point line, I want to say, in the second quarter. And it literally changed the game. Because at that point in time, Denver was down 29-28 at the end of the first. And they were up by 5 points. By 5 points when Jokic went out in the first quarter. Then obviously, as we all know, he goes out, they're a minus. So they started the quarter off in the second quarter with a shot clock violation. And the bench was being outscored 2-12. The Spurs had a plus 10 on the bench. And then all of a sudden, Bones started hitting 3-pointers. Marcus Howard started hitting 3-pointers. Facundo Campazzo started getting to the line. Bones Highland had 16 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists, with 6 of 12 from the field and 4 of 9 from the three-point line. But he had 3 3-pointers, I want to say. He had 3 3-pointers inside of that second quarter. And Facundo Campazzo, 8 points, 2 rebounds, and 8 assists tonight on 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 from the three-point line, 3 of 3 from the free throw line with a block and steal with a -2. Again, ended the game -2. But here's the real kicker, you all. Are you paying attention to this? So the Nuggets were up 63-57 near the end of the second quarter. They were up 63-57 at the near the end of the second quarter. But since that point, the Denver Nuggets went on a 40-16 run, started playing stifling defense. The Nuggets were up 63-57 at the end of the second quarter. They went on a 40-16 run and ended the third quarter up 103-74. And through three quarters, the MVP, best player in the NBA, Nikola Jokic, had 35 points, 15 rebounds, 4 assists on 15 of 23 shooting, 4 of 6 from the three-point line, and he was a plus 27. They went on a 40-16 run, and that was because of Nikola Jokic, because of Aaron Gordon, because of Marcus Howard, because of Bones Highland, and because of Facundo Campazzo. Great stint from the bench tonight. The Nuggets shot 51% from the field on 47 of 43 from the field. And then they were 47% from the three-point line on 20 of 43. And they were 93% from the free throw line at 93% on 13 of 14. The Spurs shot 46% from the field. That's not bad, 41 of 89. And then they also shot 37%. Again, that's good, 10 of 27 from the three-point line. And they were 69% from the free throw line with 29 attempts. The Nuggets only had 11 turnovers. The Spurs had 17. The Nuggets had 33 assists. The Spurs had 28. The Nuggets only had 41 rebounds. The Spurs had 45 rebounds. The Nuggets had 10 offensive rebounds. The Spurs had 14 offensive rebounds. The Nuggets had 8 blocks and 9 steals. They had 3 technical fouls. Jokic got a technical foul. JaMychal Green got a technical foul. So that second quarter was huge because it set up the team for the rest of success for the rest of the day. And in the third quarter, again, Jokic was making threes. He was 4 or 5 by the time the third quarter happened. The Nuggets, again, not only were 40 of 16 on the run, but also the Nuggets went on a 24-1, 24 points to 1 point for the Spurs run. Jokic and Gordon had an amazing two-man game tonight. They had a touch and go that was absolutely beautiful. Jokic fed it to Aaron Gordon on a cutter. Aaron Gordon hit Jokic on... So Jokic hit it to him. He hit Jokic back. Jokic then dunked the ball, got a technical for doing a pull-up on the rim. It was just a great play. Jokic got called for a crazy soft charge foul when he literally stopped and bumped the guard for the Spurs. He fell down, and they called a late whistle. It was just absolutely awful. Again, man, Nikola Jokic had 18 points in the third quarter by himself. So just an utterly dominant night for the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets will get an opportunity to rest. They will get an opportunity to rest. And then from here, they have an opportunity to play against the D.C. Wizards, the Washington, D.C. Wizards. So we'll see what happens. They play Monday against Washington. And the Nuggets are currently in the Western Conference in the 7th seed because that's how the West is. They are 13-13, and they are only 2.5 games back from the 4th seed, which they could easily get to. And they are a game and a half back from the 5th seed right now. So hopefully the Nuggets can go ahead and sneak another win. That would be great. The Denver Nuggets have D.C., then they have Minnesota, and then they have Atlanta in Atlanta, and then they also play against Brooklyn in Brooklyn. So some great matches coming up, you all. Swipe a gang, hit the subscribe button, you all, and I'll see y'all soon. Fade out.